it hit you?
Well, it certainly doesn't scare me like the house in Oakdale. They certainly did a good job cleaning it up.
Beautiful apartment.
Yeah.
Not small. A little stuffy in here to you?
Oh, yeah.
Mind if I open those doors over on the terrace?
Please, we could use a little fresh air. Don't you think so?
Okey-doke.
Don't you think so?
Do you want to go see what it's like out there? Come on.
Yes, let's go see. Let's go see. Where are you doing?
Oh, that's better, don't you think?
Oh.
It's nice out there. Should
That
we go
feels
out? Do you think it'd be
good.
all right for her?
Oh, I think she'd love it. How's this? Look. Well, welcome home, Julia. Again? It's your second homecoming, huh? They've both been very unexpected. Very strange. You know, I used to, think about Draper and I taking Julia over to visit her grandmother. Now they're both gone.
Well, I sure feel stupid. I never even thought about this being your mother's place. Are you sure you're not making another mistake moving in here?
No, I think everything will be fine here. There are memories here, but they're different. I think I can live with these. So can Julia.
Well, think so? You're sure getting a good start for a kid your age. Living up here in the clouds?
I think that's what I like most about this place. Being so high up, away from all the troubles and the drudgery down there. Then again, I guess trouble can find you anywhere, huh?
Well, I guess so. Look at that.
Listen, I think I'm going to show this little lady to her new bedroom. I presume you're probably anxious to leave, huh?
No, I'm not anxious about that at all. I told him I wouldn't be there till 11, so I've got about an hour. I could stay a little while longer, if you like.
I would like that. I'll be right down.
I'll be here.
Hi, I'm Raven Swift, Jamie Swift's mother. Has he been discharged yet?
No, I don't believe so, Mrs. Swift.
Oh, great. What a day to oversleep. Has anybody else been up here?
No, I don't think Dr. Santos has signed him out yet, so he's definitely still in his room.
Well, then could you call her right now because I want to get him out of here right now. Where is Dr. Santos? She said that I could come and pick him up at 9 o'clock.
They're going to page her, Mrs. Swift.
Well, you work here, don't you? Haven't you seen her?
Look, I just came on duty a little while ago, but I'm sure if Dr. Santos is discharging your son today, she'll take care of it. She's probably with a patient at the moment.
It's very, very important that I get my son before... It's 10 after 10.
Why don't you just sit down and wait, Mrs. Swift? Or maybe you'd like to go in and see your child?
No, I'll just upset him. I'm sure he wants to leave this awful place just as much as I do.
No, it's not so awful. I kind of like it.
Well, that's because you have to stay here. All right, look, I guess I can't do anything about it. But if you don't do something in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to make a lot of noise.
All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go and check the pediatric ward and see if Dr. Santos is there.
Thank you.
Dr. Santos, please call extension 23. Dr. Santos, please call extension 23.
Hello?
Hi, Elliot, it's Raven.
If it isn't Mother Raven herself. Have you got your little boy yet?
No, I don't. The doctor hasn't released him yet, and it's already 10 after 10, and Logan is on his way over here, probably, and I'm afraid the whole plan is just going to fall apart.
So does that mean I don't have to get out of my warm bed and rush over to that hospital?
Are you in bed? Elliot, you are supposed to be in front of the hospital to take us home.
Don't worry, it's only 10 minutes drive. Sounds as if it's going to be a while anyway before you get your hands on the boy.
If the doctor comes, it will be 10 minutes, and I won't be able to get a cab now.
Oh, all right. I'll be over there. That's the least of your worries anyway.
Elliot Dorn, if you are not in front of the hospital in 10 minutes in a car, I am going to make you miserable for the rest of your life.
is all settled in. Just have to do some unpacking later.
Was there anything I can do to help?
How can you ask that after everything you've done for me?
I haven't done anything.
Well, yes, you have. You've escorted me back into the city after just 2 days ago escorting me out of the city.
Well, a couple of car rides, that's nothing for the Swift limousine service. Swift limousine, pickup and delivery, babies half price, forget it.
Listen, speaking of picking up babies half price, what about Jamie? I'm sure he's just as anxious to get into his crib as Julia was to get into hers.
Well, I told him I would be there at 11. It is 10:20, so they probably haven't even got him ready yet. So.
Yeah, well, I realize you have to drive there and find a parking space and things like that, you know. Logan, are you hanging around here because you're worried about me? I'm fine. Really, this place isn't spooky a bit. And well, I guess I won't need the Swift limousine service for a while.
Well, that's a shame. You were our favorite customer.
The only customer, I'll bet. Well, can I get you something to drink? You thirsty?
No, thank you.
Would you like to sit down?
Thought you'd never ask.
Okay. I feel lucky, Logan. I really do that you were Draper's friend.
I thought it was your friend, too.
You are. One of my very best friends. Be my blood brother?
Sure.
I feel so silly.
Oh, please don't. I hope you feel this way always.
What, silly?
Friendly. I want to be your friend. It's very important to me. I want to be able to talk to you, have you talk to me. I hope you'll let me help you whenever I can.
Yeah. Of course I will.
I'm sorry, something the matter? Did I say something wrong?
No, nothing. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I'm feeling a little guilty.
Guilty?
I don't know. It's just that you've been so good to me, Logan. I'm confused.
Confused about what? Oh, let me guess. Raven came to see you last night. Did she say anything nasty about us?
No, she didn't. She does have something to do with it. Lord knows it's hard enough to try to be Raven's friend without the complication of being your friend, too, especially considering the antagonism two of you have felt.
Well, I will try not to ask you to make a choice between us. Obviously, it's your business who your friends are, who you see, who you don't see. I have to suggest, though, that when you're around Raven, you keep your back to the wall. I'll let it go with that.
I know that. I have to tell you, though, something. I think it was very generous of Raven to offer to spend the night with me just so I wouldn't have to stay in the house alone.
Playing Good Samaritan. She probably wanted a free breakfast. Do you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
I just got through saying I wasn't going to do that.
That's
and
right.
Well, forget I said that.
Okay.
That was very nice of Raven.
I hope so. And besides, she didn't get any breakfast. She left too early.
Oh, yeah? What did you do? Tell her I was coming by to pick you up?
No.
What time did she leave?
I don't know. I was still asleep. I slept like a log last night. I was exhausted.
Oh, that's good, anyway.
And I woke up and I found a note from Raven on the coffee table. Something like, darling, sorry I couldn't stay. Something about having to do an errand. Love always.
She must still be on London time. What time did you get up?
Oh, around 6:30. Julie woke me up.
6:30? And Raven was already gone?
Yeah.
This is not the Raven that I ever knew. She never got out of bed before 10 o'clock. Must have been some errand.
I guess so.
Oh, my God.
What?
The hospital. I gotta get out of here.
Logan, where are you going?
Going to the hospital.
What are you talking about?
Raven, she may be after Jamie.
I thought you might like some coffee.
Thank you. I'd love a cup.
You know, I think you're being pretty foolish.
You do, huh?
Yes, Dr. Galt says you're not nearly as well as you think you are, and, well, here you are driving to the big city as if you didn't have a care in the world.
Molly, Monticello's not that big.
How do you know?
I remember it. I can actually visualize the streets, the restaurants, some of the buildings. It's funny knowing things like that and not being able to remember anything else.
Well, I was only there once in my life, and, well, it was enough for me. Too much noise, too many automobiles, too many people.
Ah, people. People, Molly, that's the key. I want to remember more than just places. I want to remember faces. People who know me, people that I know, people who can tell me just who I am.
Yeah, but I thought you knew who you were. I mean, the fingerprints proved it.
I know that I'm somebody called Kirk Michaels. I don't know anything about the man, what he was like, what he did for a living, who his friends were. Molly, I know. This may be the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life,
Well,
but...
there you are. Now, why do something you know won't be good for you?
Because I need to know more about myself. I may not like what this fella did. I may not like the way he made a living. The point is, Molly, I don't know what I'm going to find in Monticello. Maybe nothing.
Then why go at all? I mean, just for some kind of silly goose chase.
Gotta start somewhere, don't I?
Well, you'll come back, won't you?
No, I thought you'd be glad to get rid of me, considering you once came in here to try to chase me out with a shotgun.
I know, well, that was before I knew who you were, before I found out that you were Miss Emily's husband. That made all the difference in the world.
Does that mean that you don't dislike me anymore?
Oh, I never said I disliked you. I just said I didn't trust you.
Oh.
Well, now, I don't trust many men. That's just how I am. But anyone who can make Miss Emily and Dr. Galt happy, well, that's all that matters. Those two are just like my family, you know.
Yeah, I know. And I know you'd do anything for them, and you proved that when you came running in here with that shotgun.
Yeah, well, I would have used it, too, if I thought you meant Miss Emily any harm.
Yeah, I think you would have. Now, Molly, I don't know what this Kirk Michaels was like before. But I can tell you now, I wouldn't hurt Emily. I wouldn't hurt her for anything in the world.
You should have tried harder, Emily. I'm sure you could have talked him out of doing this crazy thing.
I couldn't, Daddy. I just couldn't. He'd made up his mind. You know Kirk.
The Kirk I know left this house 10 years ago. Left with my daughter and my money, and... I'm sorry for being upset, but it's almost like reliving the past.
Daddy, it isn't anything like the past. For one thing, Kirk and I aren't eloping. We don't have to. We're married now. And another thing is that, well, we're not sneaking out of here. We're not taking anything that isn't ours.
You're taking a terrible risk, that's what you're doing. That young man is still very weak. You shouldn't have offered to go with him to Monticello. Maybe that would have discouraged him.
Daddy, didn't you see Kirk's face? Nothing was going to discourage him. He would have left without me. And then I would have lost him for a second time. No, it's better I go with him. And I'll help him find his past, if it's to be found in Monticello.
And what happens if it's a past that hurts him? That hurts you?
Well, I'm all ready.
Kirk, what can I say to you that'll change your mind?
Look, Dr. Galt, I'm very grateful for what you've done. I mean, you and Molly and Emily, you saved my life. I know that, and I understand the responsibility. But I'm not just out of gratitude, believe me.
I hope that's not the only reason, Kirk.
No. I've seen the evidence. I know who I am. Kirk Michaels. And that husband of yours that ran away 10 years ago, he's not going to run away anymore.
That's right. Because I'm not going to let you. I'm not going to let you out of my sight.
just want to try to discover my past. Now, I don't know how successful I'm going to be, but...
Kirk, believe me, the chance is very small.
I want to know how long all of this is going to take.
Molly, I just don't know.
Well, I mean, let's say you do go to Monticello and you don't find out a darn thing about yourself. What good is there hanging around? I think you should come right back here where you belong.
You see, even Molly wants you to stay here.
Well, that's not a bad idea. I suppose if, when we go to Monticello, we don't find anything, we'll just come right back here.
Well, now that's sensible, isn't it, Doctor?
Yes, Molly, that's sensible. Emily, you sure you got everything?
Yeah, I think so.
The traveler's checks, are they in your purse?
Yes, it's right over there.
Oh, now be sure and keep the sheet with the check numbers separate in case they get lost.
Okay, Dad.
Do you know where you'll be staying, Miss Emily?
No, I don't, but, I hope we don't have trouble finding a room. Oh, good, I have the guide map of Monticello. It has all the restaurants and the hotels in the area.
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't take any chances. I mean, don't go to the biggest hotel or the most crowded restaurant.
Oh, no, I don't think we should either.
Kirk, you might find yourself walking into a lion's den. You do realize that?
Yeah, I understand, Doctor, but don't worry. We'll be discreet.
Well, I guess we better be going. I didn't want to get there after dark.
Oh, maybe it'd be a good idea if you did.
Oh, really? You all are making me very nervous. I don't think for 1 minute that Mr. Kirk is a criminal.
Thank you, Molly. I appreciate you saying that. I just hope it turns out to be the truth. Dr. Gold, thank you.
Take care of yourself, Kirk. And remember, don't rush anything. Don't take any foolish risks and go very slowly.
Don't worry, Daddy. I'll take care of him.
Bye-bye,
I
honey.
promise. Oh. And I'll call you as soon as I get to the hotel, okay?
Okay,
Bye,
take
Molly.
care, Miss Emily.
Now, you be careful.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye. Be sure and call.
Bye. Okay.
Are you all right, Dr. Gold?
Yes, Molly.
Well, you look as white as a sheet. You're worried about them, aren't you? Worried sick.
Yes, Molly, I am. I'm afraid that something terrible is going to happen. Something terrible for my daughter.
Please, can you tell me what's happening? Have you found her yet?
Yes, I know where Dr. Santos is. She's with your baby right now, Mrs. Swift, just making one last examination to make sure it's all right to let him out.
Why didn't she do that this morning? She told me I could take him home at 9 o'clock.
I'm sure it'll all be taken care of in just a little while.
I don't have any time. My husband is going to be here any minute. He's driving in front of the hospital to take me and my baby home, and he can't park there forever.
Oh, well, there's a parking lot. He can wait for you there.
I want my son. Can't you get that through your head? I want him, and I want him right now. Tissues? This thing haunts me.
Yes. sort of cute if you like him on the short and dumpy side. No, he's a tool and die maker.
Nurse, excuse me. I'm sorry to bother you. My
I'll
name's
call you back, Sue.
My name's Mr. Swift. I'm supposed to pick up my son this morning. He's been discharged.
Mr. Swift?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to be downstairs in the car.
What?
Well, your wife said you were picking her up out front.
My wife has already been here this morning?
Oh, yeah, she just left a couple of minutes ago.
She left. Well, what about my son? Is he ready to go yet?
Well, he's gone. But I mean, she took him with her, of course. Dr. Santos checked the baby out, and your wife took him home. Is something wrong?
You say she just left a moment ago?
Yes.
You got the food.
Yeah, thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Yeah, he's sort of cute if you like him on the short and dumpy side. No, he's a tool and die maker.
Nurse, excuse me. I'm sorry to bother you. My
I'll
name's
call you back, Sue.
My name's Mr. Swift. I'm supposed to pick up my son this morning. He's been discharged.
Mr. Swift?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to be downstairs in the car.
What?
Well, your wife said you were picking her up out front.
My wife has already been here this morning?
Oh, yeah, she just left a couple of minutes ago.
She left. Well, what about my son? Is he ready to go yet?
Well, he's gone. But I mean, she took him with her, of course. Dr. Santos checked the baby out, and your wife took him home. Is something wrong?
You say she just left a moment ago?
Yes.
You must be very pleased with yourself, darling, to have your little bundle of heaven. Or should I say, your little bundle of cash?
Don't be cross, Elliot. Mommy loves her little baby. She does. She missed her little Jamie, James.
Careful, careful. I may be sick.
I do love my son, and don't you dare say I don't. I may not like all those bottles and diapers and all the other stuff that goes with it, but I love my little James. I do. I love him even better now.
Especially now that he's richer than ever before. Exactly how many millions does Mama have?
Don't you listen to him, Jamie. Mommy loves you for yourself, not your money. Have you ever heard that saying, though?
Which one?
It says it's just as easy to love a rich baby as it is a poor one. You should know that one. You probably made it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I'm thrilled that you have what you want. Now, how about what I want?
The thing is, it was so simple. I mean, I knew it was a good plan, but I didn't know it was going to be so easy. You should have seen me shaking at the nurse's station. I thought for sure Logan was going to get there before I did.
Raven, did you hear what I said? Now that you've won your baby sweepstakes, I want to know what our plans are for the future.
Oh, you're so sentimental, Elliot. I mean, I've always known that. Underneath that austere exterior that beats the heart of a marshmallow.
I'm not sentimental about you, Raven. I just want to own you.
Oh, especially now that you've discovered I'm going to be a rich lady.
Wealth makes even the most gorgeous woman more attractive, darling.
You gorgeous little baby, you. You gorgeous little baby.
However, I do not intend to be dumped at your convenience. I hope you understand that.
Don't listen to this man, Jamie. Don't listen to this mean man. He's trying to scare your mommy.
Let me tell you something that should scare you. Your husband. You don't think he's going to let you get away with this, do you?
Hello? Oh, good, Oscar. You sending her up? Terrific. Bye-bye. Good morning.
Hi. Here I am. Fine. It's been a while since I've been here.
Yeah.
Where's Julia?
Oh, she is up taking a morning nap.
Oh,
Sorry.
bet she's twice as beautiful as when I saw her last.
Well, I happen to think so.
Ah.
I also think if she continues, you know, doubling her beauty every couple of months, I'm not going to be able to stand to look at her.
How can you stand not to look at her?
I can't. Oh, listen, I fixed us a pot of tea, and it's already on the terrace, if you
Well,
please.
aren't you prepared?
Yes. It was just too beautiful a day to pass any of this up, you know.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy it. Oh, I love this terrace. So, you know, I was unpacking earlier, and I came across an old photo album. And in it, I found a baby picture of Draper.
Oh.
And let me tell you, Julia is definitely his spitting image.
I bet she is.
Yeah.
You know, there's been something I sort of felt I should say to you. Don't worry so much about talking about Draper. I mean, talk about him. Especially to me. You know, it's not going to bother people the way that you think it does. And also, I really think you've been handling your grief very well.
Oh no, that's a joke. I don't even see how you can say that. Look at the way I dealt with the house in Oakdale. I mean, I took a perfectly beautiful house that meant so much to Draper and me, and I treated it like a chamber of horrors.
That was perfectly understandable. The question I have is, are you going to be any happier here? I mean, think of all the memories of Margot.
Yeah, there are lots of memories here, and I've thought about Margot 100 times just this morning. But these memories are different, and they don't affect me like the memories I had of Draper and Oakdale.
Personally, I'm very happy. I mean, it's been great to have you close to us again.
Yep, won't use as much gas.
Right. And we're going to save on worry, too, you know, with you out in Oakdale. Wasn't going to be easy for us to pop by if you needed us or anything.
Well, I'll tell you, I feel pretty lucky myself. I have a sister-in-law who is terrific. Also happens to be my best friend.
I know. I'm kind of lucky, too, you know, because you're going to be our neighbors again. Mm-hmm. You and that angel. Yeah, she is.
So strange. I can remember this road. I don't know how often I was on it, but I can remember it.
It is strange how places can be familiar to you, not the people you used to know.
But your house wasn't familiar to me. It seems I should have some recollection of that, shouldn't I? I mean, I lived there 6 months, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Mind is so strange. So selective.
Yeah, that's what I read about amnesia.
What do you mean you read about it? Where?
The library. I went there one day and I looked up all the articles on the subject. And one of them was about selectivity. How the mind will retain some memories even in cases of total amnesia.
Yeah, I know this road. There's a shopping center about a mile and a half down here.
Well, I think the reason that you don't remember me or Daddy or the house or anything that happened 10 years ago is just that those memories are just too painful.
In that case, my whole life must have been painful. Because aside from the months I've spent with you, I don't remember a thing. Hey, come on. I know you're not too excited about this little journey, but don't look so worried.
Well, I can't help it. I'm scared. I'm just scared about what we're going to find in Monticello. At least at home you were safe and protected.
You think I'm going to be arrested by the first cop we see?
I don't know what to expect.
You see, Emily, that's why I grew the beard, you see. So no one will recognize me, even if I am a wanted criminal.
And you're not worried about this?
Me worried? No. Of course I'm worried. I'm just as frightened as you are, Emily. Maybe more. crazy. This is the biggest mistake I've ever made in my life, coming in here like this. But then again, we don't know all the mistakes I've made, do we?
I just hope that you don't think marrying me was one of them.
No. From where I'm sitting, marrying you was probably the best thing I've ever done.
Thank you. You know, we could turn the car around and go home.
No. No, we have to go on. I'd never be able to get another good night's sleep if I didn't at least try to figure out more about Kirk. More about who I am.
Well, what if you don't find out? What are you going to do then?
I don't know.
Will you give this up? Will you just, forget about the way you used to live your life and think about the way it should be now?
Emily, if I can't find what I'm looking for in Monticello, I don't know where else to start looking.
It's just that we have to be so careful. We have to find out how safe it is for you to be in that city before you can even go out into public.
I don't want to stick my neck out too far, do I? I may stick it right into a noose.
You mean as far as being arrested?
Yeah.
No, I doubt that. I can't believe that you could be wanted for anything serious.
Emily, I committed one felony. Chances are I've committed others, maybe even spent time in prison. Prison.
Does that remind you of something?
I don't know. I said that word and I felt this wrench in the pit of my stomach.
Well, you don't have any recollections of being in prison, do you?
No, I don't know. It certainly would explain the missing 10 years, though, wouldn't it?
Please, don't even joke about anything like that.
I'm not joking, Emily. Emily, maybe I was in prison for 10 years. I got released and I decided to go home to my wife.
Well, all right. Maybe that is true. Well, all it means is that you were in trouble once and you paid your debt to society.
Well, maybe I didn't pay the whole debt. Maybe I wasn't released, but I escaped.
Oh, come on, would you please stop it? You're really frightening
Well,
me.
I'm just trying to imagine the worst. I know something happened in the time before I got here, but what?
You don't feel well, do you?
No, look, I'm all right. I just have a little headache.
Look, I've got some aspirin in my purse.
No, I don't want any aspirin. Look, if it's all right with you, I'll just close my eyes and put my head back on.
Sure. Don't you worry. Everything is going to be all right. I know that you're not wanted for anything serious. Just couldn't be a criminal. Much too gentle for that. But we'll be careful just the same. We'll, keep to ourselves. Find a nice small hotel outside of town. And I'll do all the work for you. You just give me the orders and I'll do the job. Oh, I love you, Kirk. And I'll do anything for you. I just don't want to lose you again. It's the only thing I care about.
Come on, Raven. I know you're in there. Come on. If I have to leave, I'll be back with cops. Now open up. Don't tell me that you didn't see her. The hotel's just not that big. I mean, what have you got, 25 rooms?
We have 40 occupancies, sir. And at the moment, every single one of them is taken.
You do know what Mrs. Swift looks like, don't you?
Yes, I know, Mrs. Swift.
Then you know it's not usual for her to be walking around the lobby with a baby in her arms.
If she was here this morning, sir, I really must have missed her.
I did. What time did you come on duty?
I've been here since 8:30. But I can assure you that if she
Don't assure me. Just tell me whether or not she's in the building.
Sir, I already suggested you use the house phones.
I've been up to her room. She doesn't come to the door. Now, that's not because she's not there. It's because she doesn't want to come to the door. I think she's in the room. Do you confirm that or not?
I really wish I could help you, sir, but there is nothing I can do.
Oh, I don't know. How about coming across with a pass key?
I'm sorry, sir. That's against
No,
me.
no, it'd be all right. I'm the husband. I'm Mr. Swift. I'll show you some ID.
Still, that would be irregular, sir. I mean, I could lose my job for doing something like that, and frankly, I need the money. One always needs money, doesn't one? Why don't I try giving her a call myself?
Why don't you do that?
There doesn't seem to be any answer, sir.
Oh, that's a shame.
Come to think of it, sir, I do remember having seen Mrs. Swift this morning.
I thought you might have. Now, when was it? And did she have a baby with her?
Oh, isn't inflation terrible? $20 hardly buys anything these days.
I don't think you got my name. It was Swift, as in District Attorney of Monticello Swift. Now, in case you don't know what district attorneys do, they investigate and they prosecute crimes. Everything from extortion to violations of the city health code in hotel restaurants. Violations which could conceivably close down those hotels. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I did see her. She was at the elevator with a gentleman and a baby.
Gentleman and a...
Yes, sir.
You get on that phone to her room, and you keep ringing until I tell you to stop. You got that?
Yes, sir.
Raven! For God's sake, do something about that phone.
What do you want me to do? It's Logan.
How do you know?
Well, who else is it going to be?
How should I know? Maybe it's a baby food dealer. Maybe it's your bookie.
It's Logan, and I'm not going to answer it.
Well, take it off the hook or do something with it.
Oh, well. Might as well get this over with. Hello?
Mrs. Swift, there's some...
Raven, you are not going to get away with this.
With what, darling?
Kidnapping, you know what I'm talking about. It's illegal in this state.
Well, I'm surprised you're the district attorney because you obviously don't know very much about the law.
I want my child back, and I mean to get him. And by the time I do, you will be very well acquainted with the law.
Well, you do your best, darling, because I'm ready for you. Because you realize I am the child's only legal parent. Do you understand that? His only legal parent. And I know you plan to press paternity, but by that time...
By that time, what?
By that time, it won't make any difference because I'll have custody, and you're not going to get him again. And if I have my way, you're not going to see him again either, you understand?
Raven, you don't know how wrong you are. You really don't know how...
Let me tell you one more thing, darling. Don't you get any ideas about coming over here to snatch him either. Because that's kidnapping, seeing as you're not the legal parent. And even if you don't go to jail, you're going to lose your career. So bye-bye.
Where can I make an outside call?
Payphones are over there, sir.
Mallory can't be serious. He needs you. You're the only lady detective we have in the police force. How can he loan you out to another department for 3 months?
It won't be that long. Then again, it might be longer.
It's that political murder case, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's a very interesting one, Steve. All sorts of ramifications. Whoever solves this case is going to make quite a name for themselves.
Oh, so that's what you're interested in, huh?
You don't like the idea of my having ambition, do you?
I thought you liked this job. What are you bucking for, police commissioner?
I love my work, Steve, but the only way I'm going to get ahead in this business is if I work on a case that's important. Now, don't tell me you don't feel the same way.
That's different.
Why? Because you're a man?
Well, partly. I mean, a man's practically always the breadwinner in a family, right?
Assuming there is a family.
Well, there could be a family if you just loosen up.
You know, you're changing the subject.
Listen to us. Just a few days ago, we were talking about the possibility that you and I might get together.
Oh, well, being assigned to this case has nothing to do with that, Steve.
But it Sure is convenient, isn't it? Now you don't have to make up a decision.
Saxon.
This is Logan Swift.
Oh, Logan, hi. Oh, how is Jamie? Did you get him back to the hospital okay?
No, I didn't get a chance. Raven beat me to it. She sneaked him out of the hospital. Now she's got him, and I'm damned if I know how to get him back.
Logan, how did this happen?
I let her. That's how it happened. I was stupid. I worried more about his health than I did about his safety, and I underestimated Raven, which is even worse.
Well, now, there must be something we can do about this.
Well, I'd like to know what it is. I need help. I can't see any way out of this.
Well, there must be some legal means, a court order of some kind.
I could get a judge to issue me an order as a favor to me, but any decent lawyer, hell, even an indecent lawyer would get it quashed in 10 minutes. I just don't have a solid legal basis. Raven's got all the legal guns on her side.
Calm down, Logan. Where are you right now?
I'm in the lobby of the Bremen Hotel.
Bremen Hotel. Okay, all right. Look, I'll be over there in a couple of minutes, all right? And we'll figure something out.
Thank you. Please, come soon.
Where are we?
We're in Monticello. We just crossed the city limits.
We haven't decided where we're staying yet, have we?
Oh, you've got the guidebook right here.
You got a couple places checked here.
Well, the guidebook recommends 5 hotels. 3 of them are just too close to the center of town.
Well, how about this one, the Wentworth? You've got a mark next to it.
Yeah, that sounds all right. It's close to the airport, though.
Doesn't ring a bell. It seems it would be awful busy, huh?
Yeah, well, let's go to the other one, then. It's far enough away from Midtown, so ought to be nice and quiet.
Yeah. The Bremen? The Hotel Bremen?
Yeah, the Hotel Bremen.
Seems as though a harmony is hard to find. Always on our mind. And frustrated days pass without sight. The edge of night, half dark, half light, as we watch our hearts.
Almost there, huh?
Yep, we just crossed the city limits.
So strange.
What is it?
Streets, signs, they're so familiar to me. More familiar than my own name.
Hey, don't worry so much.
I keep wondering if we're going to run into a police barricade, a welcome party in blue.
Remember, this trip was your idea.
I've got to find out what kind of legacy Kirk Michaels what kind of legacy I left in Monticello.
No, I think we're just going to have to be careful about how we conduct this little investigation.
Emily, I'm not going to run up and down the streets screaming, hey, I'm Kirk Michaels, please recognize me. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I think that as long as we keep a low profile, we're going to be safe.
Right. Just don't like the idea of dragging you into this.
I'm here to help you in any way I can, so please don't forget that.
Emily, you're a very special lady.
Well, I love you, and I'm not going to risk losing my husband a second time.
What's the name of that place we're staying at?
The Hotel Bremen.
Let's see what the guidebook has to say about it. Hotel Bremen, located at 519 Decatur Avenue, located on the periphery of downtown Monticello. Its location provides residential and short-term guests with seclusion and comfort, while only a 20-minute drive from the center of this bustling metropolis. Its handsomely appointed lobby and bar serve as a meeting place for some of the most prominent names in local business and politics.
Mrs. Hayworth, I'm sure it was just an oversight. As you know, the Bremen prides itself on its room service. Yes, I'll have them sent up immediately. Thank you. Harold, get some buns up to old Lady Hayworth's real fast.
Yes, sir, right away.
Logan, I got here as soon as I can. What's happening?
Well, nothing new. Mother and the child's still up in 505. I guess Raven's got a dresser in front of the door by now, but aside from that, nothing new.
Oh, I hope she's taking care of Jamie.
She better be. She just damn well better be. I just don't know how I could have been so stupid. You and Steve and Calvin, you worked double shifts to make sure that Raven didn't get her hands on Jamie, and then I let her waltz him out of the hospital just free as a...
Raven just has good timing.
Timing? Stupid, stupid. What did I think? There was going to be a truce or something? You're right, you're right. I'll settle down. I'll just sit down here.
Logan, didn't you warn Dr. Santos about the possibility?
No. Can't blame the hospital staff for anything that's happened. It's standard operating procedure to release a child in the custody of the parent. I didn't leave any other instructions. Don't even think I could have.
And she's his legal parent.
And I'm not.
You know what gets me, Logan? If it wasn't love that made her go to all this trouble, what was it?
I don't know. That's been bothering me from the beginning, and the only thing I can come up with is revenge. She wanted revenge. But if that's it, she sure got it.
Is revenge that important to her? You're both separated now. The marriage is over, isn't it?
It is as far as I'm concerned. There's just one issue left to be settled between us, and that's got to be done by a judge. When? Now, when? How long would it take? I want my son back now.
What did I tell you, huh? Just like taking candy from a baby.
Well, I suppose congratulations are in order. Would you care for some milk?
No, that's fine. You know what I think? I think that I should submit this story to one of those national magazines. Devoted mother beats insurmountable odds, regaining custody of the child she adores.
Yes, only you and I will know the truth, darling. That you simply lucked out.
I made my own luck. I think going to that hospital was sheer inspiration.
Well, I think you should be prepared for the eventuality of Logan coming charging up here to get his son back.
Well, unless my husband is a complete fool, I don't think he's going to try to get Jamie back.
So?
Because if he comes through that door to try to get Jamie, I'm going to slap him with the kidnapping suit so fast, it's going to make his head spin.
Jamie and you, living happily ever after.
That's right. No, unfortunately, I think Logan will try to get Jamie back. But he will stick to the side of law and order.
Well, then you have a very unpleasant court battle awaiting you.
Maybe, but that's not going to happen for months and months.
But don't be surprised if Logan uses his influence as DA to push this case to the top of the list.
Well, he might do that, but it's still going to take a while. He has to establish his paternity before he can even start the case.
Well, he might not fare so well in an action like that. He might charge you with abandonment.
If he does, he has to prove it, doesn't he?
Well, what if April decides to reread the letter you gave her?
That letter. I searched through every drawer to try to find that letter. I think she sleeps with it. Anyway, it really won't matter because by the time Logan gets his case together, Jamie and I will be long gone.
Gone where?
Jamie's actually a very lucky little boy. Not every infant gets a chance to go to London.
You didn't tell me you plan to skip the country.
Don't look so unhappy. It's not going to be for good. I just think that Jamie should meet his grandmother.
I see. Introducing the meal ticket to the meal.
Elliot.
That's true, just the same. I know it. You know that I know it. That's the name of this whole game. You've been trying to get your hands on that money your mother left your son for a long time now.
Elliot, come here. I want to talk to you. Remember I told you before that you were never supposed to bring the subject up again? Not even to me. It's very important. You see, as far as you're concerned, the only reason that I want my baby back is because I'm his mother, because I love him.
I see.
See, no one really cares about your incorrect assumptions about my motivation.
My lips are sealed.
Thanks. I like them much better that way.
I hope this is the beginning of my reward for being your accomplice.
You have my undying gratitude.
I'm afraid, Raven, that it's not enough. I'm going to want more. Never fear. I have no intention of double-crossing you. I wouldn't dare.
Smart man.
Your determination frightens me, you know that? It really does. It also excites me. I find you incredibly sexy when you're in this mood.
You find me incredibly sexy in any mood.
Especially when you have that little movement of violence in your eyes.
Elliot.
What now?
Don't. We're not alone, you know. There's a baby in the other room.
I'll stop the keel so you can't peek.
Well, it's just that I would feel very uncomfortable with a baby in the other room.
I'm sure you can manage. Damn.
That's probably Jamie calling to complain already. Hello.
We have to talk.
What do you want?
I'm coming up there right now. I want to see you, Raven, and I'm not leaving this hotel till you do. Now, you're going to have to come out of that room eventually, and when you do, I will be waiting for you, so why don't we do it now?
I'm Jamie's mommy, and he's going to stay right here with me.
All I am concerned about is Jamie's well-being. Now, I give you my word, if you let me come up now, I won't try to take him away from you. Now, think about that for a minute. Think about it. We've got a lot to talk about. You let me come up now, and I promise you, that's all we'll do. Talk.
Okay. I need some time, though. I have to take a shower. How about, 10 minutes? No, wait. Make that, 20 minutes.
I'll be there in 15.
Company's coming?
Soon.
Anderson said you wanted a progress report on the crimes on Division Avenue.
I was hoping to be briefed by the team of detectives I'd assigned to those burglaries. Where's Saxon?
She's out. I can tell you anything you need to know.
I gave those crimes top priority. What else is she working on?
It's a personal matter.
On my time?
Look, Chief Logan's having a pretty rough time of it right now. She went over to see if she can help out.
Oh, no. What happened?
Well, despite all of our efforts, Raven has managed to get her hands on the kid.
Logan was going to take Jamie home from the hospital this morning.
Yeah, I know. Somehow or another, Raven got there ahead of him, and now she's got her hands on Jamie.
Oh, he must have hit the ceiling when he heard about that.
Yeah, he was a little more than shaken up about it. That's why Deborah went over to Raven's hotel to meet Logan to see what his next move was going to be.
Look, I know the three of you are in total sympathy with Logan.
Yeah, well, aren't you?
Of course I am. I'm a friend.
Well, good. If you've got any suggestions, we'll be more than willing to listen. Now, about this
My
report.
suggestion is to butt out of it. Mind your own business.
Calvin, Deborah, and I feel like we have a personal stake in this.
And you're entitled, I suppose. But what you're not entitled to do is to take sides in a personal argument when you're on duty. I want you to get on your horn and tell your partner to get her tail back here to headquarters where it belongs.
I thought Logan was a friend of yours.
He is. That's why I hate to say this, but Raven was totally within her legal rights to do what she did.
Whose side are you on anyway?
I'm a cop. I don't take sides.
Why not? Aren't we supposed to know the difference between right and wrong?
Yes, we are. Sometimes it's not easy. I've got an inner conflict on that myself.
Well, it sounds like you've already chosen sides. Now,
sometimes the question of what's right and wrong is a moral one and not a legal one. Now, our business is to uphold the law, to apprehend people who break the law.
Here's your report, Chief. Thanks for the lecture.
Steve, what's eating you? I know it's not just Raven. Come on. What's the matter?
Well, if you really want to know the truth, as of late, you don't seem to be giving me much support.
What are you talking about? When haven't I backed you to the hilt?
Out of all the detectives you have on this force, how come you give an out-of-town assignment to Saxon?
I didn't do that to try to break up any Saxon-Guthrie partnership.
Yeah, well, sending her 2,000 miles away for a period of 3 months isn't going to do it any good.
When I discussed that with her, it was when the Scott case closed. I didn't feel she was herself. I thought getting out of town would do her some good.
She'll be fine right here in Monticello.
I didn't order her to go. She volunteered.
Oh. Well, you gave her a tough case in a not-so-tough atmosphere. Why didn't you make her an offer she couldn't refuse?
All right, then. You'll be pleased to know that the next time I see her, I've got to tell her she can't go. All right?
All right. Thank you.
Don't thank me. You thank the Tucson PD. They nixed her. They want a man.
Well, I guess when the women libbers hear this, they're not going to be too happy.
No, it's nothing like that. First of all, they need an out-of-towner because they have to set up an undercover operation. Got to be a man because he has to impersonate a hood from the East that they've been expecting to do business with. Deborah just could not pass for a blonde, 6'2" bag man named Denny Mercado.
Yeah, I guess not.
But you could.
Well, here we are, the Hotel Bremen.
It's not familiar. Look, why don't I go get the bellhop, have him take care of the luggage and park the car?
No, no, please. Let me do it, okay?
Yeah, you're right. No sense taking chances. Just stay here out of the way.
I have the sweet rolls from Mrs. Hayworth.
You better get them up there right away.
I don't know. My leg seems to be stiffer than usual.
Oh, it's probably the long car ride. Just sit down and rest.
That's a lot better.
Yeah. Well, guess I better go see about getting us a room.
No. Emily, why don't you see if you can get us a suite instead?
Sweet. Sure. Excuse me.
Ah, yes. May I help you?
Yes, I'd like to check in.
Ah, do you have a reservation?
No, I'm afraid we don't.
Oh, well, I'm not sure I can help you then. You see, we're pretty booked up. There are a lot of conventions in town at the moment.
Well, even a small suite will do.
Let's see, I believe there was a cancellation, but... Oh, no, that's been taken. Ah, room 506 checked out a day ahead of schedule. I suppose you could take that.
But it's just a room. You don't have a suite?
Afraid that's all we have.
You see, my husband isn't feeling very well. He injured his leg a few weeks ago.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
All right, we'll take it. We'll just have to manage.
Okay, fine. Would you just sign this card, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Mr. and Mrs. Kirk, is that Mitchell?
Yes, that's right. It's Mitchell. Now, may we go up to her room?
Oh, I'm sorry. You'll have to wait a few moments. However, if you and your husband don't mind waiting here in the lobby for a while, I'll notify you as soon as the room's ready.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute. Now, what are you doing here? You said you were coming alone.
I never said anything of the kind. Deborah's here as a friend.
You told me that you weren't going to come and take Jamie away. Now you bring this cop.
Now, look, don't get upset. I'm just here to talk. That's all I
Well,
said.
I'm sorry, but I've changed my mind. Would you two please leave? You have a lot of nerve.
You talk to me about nerve after what you've done this morning?
I'm not going to talk to you at all until this woman leaves my house.
I didn't come here to cause any more trouble, Raven. Now, if that's what's happening, I'll leave.
No, you won't. Damn it, I want you
Did she
here.
tell you she assaulted me in a restaurant not too long ago?
Oh, I'm sorry, Raven. I know I shouldn't lose my temper just because you provoke me.
I should have pressed charges against you.
All I was hoping to do was smack some sense into you.
Which proves my point about your lack of feminine instinct. Any woman knows that a child should be with his mother.
All right, let's just knock all this off. Please, all of us.
Then why don't
It's
you
not what
just
we're
leave?
here for. Let me... Please, Raven, don't do this.
Jamie is my son, and I want to raise him.
You're not a fool, Raven. You never have been. You know that you don't have the patience or the desire to care for him.
He means everything to me.
Would you just find another way to get back at me? I'll do anything you say.
I have what I want, Logan.
Do you want a quick divorce? I mean, we could get on a plane tomorrow morning for Reno. You want my money? You can have it all, and I mean now. We'll walk down to the bank right now. You want me to jump through hoops? I'll do
Look,
that.
don't tempt me.
Jamie is the only thing in the world that means anything to me. Please don't take him away from me.
You touch me, you really do, but I'm sorry, the answer is no.
I want to see him.
I'll send you some pictures.
He's just out of the hospital. I want to make sure he's all right.
He's fine, Logan.
I'll see for myself.
No! Don't you dare invade my privacy.
What's all this about?
Well, I knew you were going to come and try something, so I locked the door.
You locked? Well, just how did you manage to do that? The door doesn't lock from this side.
How do you know?
You look at the lock! The latch has to be thrown from the inside, and I'm damn sure Jamie didn't do it.
Well, I didn't want you to see Jamie, okay?
Is Elliot Dorn in there with my son?
Even if he is, it's none of your business.
I
You
won't
ain't
have
got
it in
to-
there,
No.
Jamie!
You be quiet, you're going to wake him. Come on.
Take that door
Come on.
in.
Come on. I think it's time for you to leave.
You're not going to get away with this, Raven. You're not going to get away with
Yeah,
this.
I'll
I'm going to get
see-
him back.
See you in court,
You
huh?
bet on it! You just bet on it!
The desk clerk said our room will be ready shortly.
Thanks. I feel like I ought to be wearing dark glasses and holding a newspaper in front of my face.
As long as we're in this corner, no one can see you. Everything's going to be fine.
Emily, you take such good care of me.
Well, since this hotel is off the beaten path, I think we'll have all the privacy we want.
Yeah. Certainly looks quiet enough.
All I've seen are more mature people. I haven't seen anyone our age.
Well, that's good. Means we won't run into any old acquaintances.
Especially old acquaintances you don't want to run into.
If you hadn't got me out of there when you did, I don't know what would have happened.
I think I'll finish unpacking in the morning.
I'll take care of it. Why don't you lie down and rest?
Yeah. I think I'll do just that.
You know, you don't look at all well. Maybe I ought to call Daddy.
Oh, no, please don't do that. I'm just a little tired.
It's no wonder that drive must have exhausted you.
Oh, actually, the drive was nice. It was good getting out in the fresh air for a change.
You have been in bed for weeks. It's going to take you a while to feel back to normal. I just don't want you to overdo it.
Yes. Are those orders from a doctor's daughter?
Just want you to feel well again.
I just wish these physical aches and pains I had were the only problems.
What do you mean?
Let's face it, Emily. I came here to Monticello to find out more about my past. Now that I'm here, I don't know what to do.
We'll work it through together.
I don't know if it's such a good idea to mix you up in this.
Why, don't be silly. We're a team, aren't we? I want to help you.
You're really terrific.
You can be the brains, and I'll be the brawn. I'm in much better shape to do legwork than you are.
Okie doke. How do we begin this operation now?
Well, why don't we start with the Monticello phone directory?
Very good idea. Chances are I could have been listed at one time, huh?
Yeah, here it is. Let's see.
M-A-I. Michaels. There are about a dozen Michaels, but no Kirk.
Strike one.
No, not necessarily. I could call these people and ask them if they have a relative named Kirk. I could say that I used to know a Kirk Michaels from Monticello, but I lost his number.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of doing it.
I could go down the list tomorrow. It's not too late. Maybe I could start tonight.
Come on, Emily. Let's not kid ourselves, huh?
What's the matter?
You know as well as I do, the most logical place for us to start this search is with the police. I think the first place you should check is the FBI. Make sure I'm not on their most wanted list.
I don't even want to hear you talk like that.
Come on, Emily, I'm just trying to be realistic, but you know that I'm hoping that I'm wrong.
What's wrong is that you're thinking of yourself as a criminal.
Come on, I didn't pick that vocation out of a hat. There is a precedent for it.
Some juvenile offenses that you committed 10 years ago. I know you've reformed.
It's amazing. You know, you are going on nothing but blind faith with me.
No. I can tell. By the way you are, by your gentleness, by the way you look at me.
Oh, Emily, you're so warm and caring yourself. How else could I respond to you? But sneaking into town like this and hiding out in a hotel, I feel like a gangster.
Well, I don't think I feel very much like your Maul.
No, you are my wife.
Oh. You don't know how good it is for me to hear you say that.
Oh. Mr. and Mrs. Kirk Michaels. Except, of course, we're not using the name Michaels now.
No, we're Mr. and Mrs. Kirk Mitchell. At least for the time being.
Until we see just how bad the name Michaels is.
Kirk, the name doesn't matter. All that matters is... All right, we'll go to the police.
Should I go in first, waving a little white flag from my
No.
cane?
Not you, me. There's no reason why I can't go into police headquarters and make an inquiry about my long-lost friend.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of going about it.
Sure. I can tell them that you were in trouble with the law, but that you've probably reformed.
What if they're looking for me? Well, what if I have a record? Suppose they're looking for me and they hold you as a criminal for aiding and abetting a fugitive.
Well, just tell them the truth. At least part of it. I haven't seen you in 10 years.
I don't know, Emily. That seems so risky to me.
Look, I'll be fine. You just have to trust me. And I'm sure the police aren't going to say anything bad about you.
Well, suppose they do, Emily. Suppose I am wanted. Are you still going to consider yourself my wife?
I am your wife. No matter what, don't you understand that? I've waited 10 years to begin our life together. And if you're wanted in Monticello, then we'll move someplace else.
No, wait. The 11 o'clock news will time out if we get rid of this story on the Parks Department. Which is great because I can use the extra minute to report the night baseball scores.
That sounds fine to me.
Ha.
Nicole. Are you feeling all right?
Yes, I'm fine. Why?
Well, I don't know. Ever since you arrived here this afternoon, you seem to be a bit on edge.
Didn't know it was that obvious.
Is anything wrong?
Oh, no. I'm fine.
All right. Do you have a few minutes to discuss this investigative report that you proposed? I have a few ideas of my own I'd like to share.
Oh, Geraldine, I can't right now. I'm meeting Miles for dinner.
Oh, then don't let me stop you by all means. I think a nice, quiet dinner with Miles is just what you need to calm your nerves.
To tell you the truth, this nice, quiet dinner with Miles is why I'm just a little bit nervous.
Well, I was under the impression that things were going very well for you two.
Oh, they are. Really, they're great. It's just that I have something kind of important that I want to discuss with him, and I really don't know how he's going to react.
I see. Come in.
Logan.
Hello, Nicole.
Logan.
Geraldine,
I wasn't expecting you to stop by.
it's a day for surprises.
You're white as a sheet.
What's happened? Is it Jamie?
Is he all right?
I guess so. For the time being, anyway.
Don't tell me he's had a relapse.
He was discharged at 10:30 this morning from Monticello General. I got there at 11.
What?
Raven picked him up. He was released in the custody of his mother.
You mean Raven has taken Jamie?
Saved herself a bundle of legal fees. Bundle. She doesn't have to convince a court now to give him to her because the hospital has already taken care of that.
Logan, this is awful.
You know, I feel like a character in one of those old cartoons. You know, like I ought to have a sign on the seat of my pants that says, "Kick me. I was so stupid, Geraldine. I was so stupid." I didn't think for a second that Raven would try to take him out of the hospital.
Logan, you weren't stupid. You were thinking about Jamie getting well.
That's no excuse. I know Raven. It was wrong of me. No, stupid. It was stupid of me to let down my guard for a minute.
Logan, I'm sick about this. I can't believe it.
Oh, you can believe it, all right, Geraldine. You can definitely believe it. Raven has Jamie. She's not going to give him back.
I have no doubt that Raven is basking in the glow of her triumph while we're sitting around feeling as if we've been hit by a truck.
Logan, I have to go. Miles is waiting for me in a restaurant, but if you can think of anything I can do to help you with this, you let me know, okay?
Yeah, sure, I will. I mean, don't stay here on account of me. There's no sense in the three of us.
I know. You just keep me posted, all right?
Oh, yeah,
I want to know what happens with this.
Yeah. Curious about what happens myself.
Now, you run along now, Nicole, and try to enjoy your dinner.
I'll talk to you later, okay?
Sure.
Logan, we simply cannot sit by and accept this defeat gracefully.
I know. That's why, as soon as I heard about what had happened, I went over to Raven's hotel. I thought I could talk some sense to her. Geraldine and I tried everything. Everything but getting down on my knees and begging her to give Jamie back to me, and it didn't do any good.
Seeing your anguish must have been the icing on the cake for Raven.
She wouldn't even let me see him, Geraldine. She wouldn't let me see him.
I'm surprised she let you into the apartment.
She didn't want to do that. Oh, no, she didn't even want to. In order to get her to move the dresser away from the front door, I had to promise her that I would not try and take Jamie back right then and there, which is what I wanted to do.
All right, now, just pull yourself together and calm down. With all due respect, Logan, I think it was very foolish of you to make that promise. And I think it was even more idiotic to keep your word. Considering the tactics that Raven has used during this whole thing, you should have shown no hesitancy about taking that baby at once.
It wasn't ethics that stopped me, Geraldine. He was in the bedroom and the door was locked. What was I supposed to do?
All right now. Just listen to me. go over there and pour yourself a cup of coffee. Come and sit down, and we'll talk about it sensibly. We all know that Raven is absolutely unfit to take care of that baby. It's imperative that we get him back at once. Jamie should be with a parent who loves him, who cares about his well-being.
It's not that easy. It's just not that easy. See, in the eyes of the law, he is with his only legal parent right now. Until my paternity suit is allowed, I have no legal status. I am nothing more than Raven's estranged husband. That's it.
But who knows how that baby will be mistreated by Raven from now on. It could leave him with permanent psychological scars.
We can't take him back. We can't do that. I mean, that would be kidnapping. Worse than that, if I try anything like that, and I mean anything, it'll prejudice the court against me when I file my claim for custody.
I'm telling you that if Raven gains permanent custody of that baby, it's going to be nothing but disaster. And you are saying that we can do nothing but sit around and wait?
That's right. It's exactly what I'm saying. We can't take him back. Much as I want to take him back. Much as I hate the idea of him living there with Raven, and we just can't.
I think there's a law against a person like Raven.
Man, you should have seen Star's reaction when I told her what Raven did. I mean, it was everything I could do to keep her from going over to Raven's hotel and punching out her lights.
Well, tell Star she's gonna have to get in line behind me.
We can call Raven every name in the book, but it's not going to help Logan get Jamie back. What we've got to do is come up with a way where we can get Jamie back to where he belongs.
I mean, come on, do you really think Logan wants any more of our valuable assistance?
Yes.
You know, what we should have done was stationed ourselves at the hospital in shifts. Then Logan would be feeding Jamie right now instead of Mother Swift.
Look, what we've got to do right now is come up with another plan of action.
Okay, I've got it. Why don't we take all of Raven's credit cards and make a swap? Sorry.
Aren't you glad we didn't think of that?
Look, Logan has already ruled out the possibility of stealing the baby back. Now, he won't even consider it.
Well, who knows? Serve Raven right if she got some of her own medicine.
Oh, come on, look. I mean, what would it look like if Mr. District Attorney himself went around violating the very laws he's sworn to uphold?
Yeah, it certainly wouldn't help his chances of getting reelected, would it?
No, Logan can't go around doing things like that. There's nothing that says that we can't.
Slow down. You're letting your enthusiasm get ahead of your common sense.
The thought of Jamie being raised by the sorriest excuse of a mother I have ever met just makes me sick.
But, Deborah, we both feel the same way, but we are in the same professional boat as Logan. I mean, cops are law and order types, too, you know.
And Raven didn't break any laws. All she did was take her son home with her.
How about we put together a little covert operation to change the status quo?
I knew it was coming.
Look, if Raven can get away with it, so can we.
Whoa. That would make us prime candidates for a kidnapping charge.
Red, Logan's only recourse right now is through the courts. Unfortunately, the backlog is so huge, Jamie will probably be on his way to college before he can win that custody suit.
Besides, how do we know Logan's going to win?
Right. I mean, the courts usually do decide with the mother, right?
No judge in his right mind is going to award Raven custody. And the minute Logan brings up this little thing about Raven abandoning Jamie, the whole thing's going to be over with.
But can Logan prove that?
April Scott can.
It could take a long, long time before Logan and Jamie are back together again.
Darn it, I do not want to give Raven the satisfaction of winning this battle.
Not to mention the sweet revenge you get for that crack she made about your femininity.
I want to help Logan.
You're asking for a whole lot of trouble.
Look, Deborah, we do not have to play guardian angel. Logan's situation is going to work out just fine for him.
I do not need your help. I'm perfectly capable of handling this myself.
She has got that determined look in her eye again, Steve.
Deborah, sometimes I think you're the most stubborn, mule-headed woman on earth.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. I know I'm going to hate myself in the morning, but you can count me in.
Want to play with us, Mr. Guthrie? Or else you are invited to leave.
Well, I guess we sink or swim together. It's the Three Musketeers forever.
Okay. What have you got in mind?
All right. The first thing we have to do is figure out what arrangements Raven has made with a babysitter, what her name is, the times that she's on duty.
All we'll need is a surveillance of the room.
Hey, wait a minute. Maybe not. I think I just got an idea that might give us the answer the easy way. Help may be just a phone call away.
So Raven has Jamie. And as far as I can see, his hands are tied. I mean, but there's no way Logan can get him back.
It's such a damn shame. I wish I could think of some sort of miracle solution to that. I think the only thing I can do is just call and commiserate.
And you know, it's not very healthy for a child of that age to be shuttled back and forth between parents.
No, especially when there's that much animosity between the two of them.
Babies are very sensitive. You know, Adam has always been able to pick up on the slightest changes in our moods.
Well, at least one mood has always stayed the same, and that's our love for him.
Our love for each other.
Yeah, I think we're doing a pretty good job of raising a happy little boy.
We could make him even happier.
Oh, I watched you tease him with that souped-up tricycle in the window of Martin's toy shop.
What I'm talking about can't be bought.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Not at first.
How many guesses do I get?
I think that Adam would love to have a little baby brother or sister.
Well, now, look, if you think he needs company, we'll always get him a parakeet, a couple of goldfish.
No, I do think that Adam would love to have another child in the house, but that isn't my main reason for wanting a baby.
What is?
I want us to have a child together.
Does it really mean that much to you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
I love you so much, Mrs.
Having a life grow inside me that we created together, it would just be wonderful. Listen, I know this is a big step for us to take, and I don't want my feelings to influence your decision. You have to want this baby, too.
You think I don't?
I don't know. I mean, I've never really been sure. Every time I brought it up, you've always hedged. You've said that you thought that you should wait and think about it.
Well, we have waited, and I have thought about it. And there's nothing I could love more than a little boy or a little girl that you and I had together.
The answer's yes?
The answer's yes.
So, how are you feeling now?
Tired.
Yeah, well, it really is late. Really ought to get to bed.
Yeah, I guess we both ought to turn in. It's going to be a big day tomorrow.
You're right. I'll turn down to bed. You're not at all sure about this, are you? I know how you feel about this situation, about our being alone here together.
Emily, I know we're man and wife. I don't have any doubts about that, but...
Knowing who you are hasn't made all the difference.
I...
Oh, it's all right. Really, I'm not angry and I'm not upset. I really do understand.
I feel like such a fool. I mean, playing like this with the woman that I'm married to. I don't know. I can't help it, Emily. I just feel like there's something holding me back.
I just hope that it isn't...
Another woman? Is that what you're going to say?
Well, I think about it all the time. I just hope that one woman hasn't become more important to you than I am. But neither of us knows that. And, here we are, together. We have to be practical, so I'll sleep on the couch.
Oh, no. If anybody sleeps on the couch, it's going to be me.
No, really, I don't mind. And you've been ill.
No. The couch feels very comfortable, honest.
We didn't order room service.
No. Who's that?
I better go see who it is.
Oh, pardon me, ma'am. Could I come in and talk to you a minute?
No. If anybody is going to sleep on the couch, I am going to do it.
No, really, I don't mind. And besides, you've been ill. You really need your rest.
Emily, the couch feels fine. Believe me. Who's that?
I better go see. We didn't order room service.
No.
Yes?
Excuse me. Could I come in and talk to you for a moment?
About what?
Well, it really won't take very long, I promise.
Well, my husband and I were just about to go to bed.
Yes, well, see, I was hoping you might be able to tell me something about your next-door neighbor, the lady in Suite 505. Her name is Mrs. Swift.
No, you see, we just checked in tonight.
I see. Well, you might have seen her in the hallway or in the elevator. She looks like this. You might have noticed she would have had a baby with her.
No, I'm sorry. I really can't help you.
Look, maybe it'll help if I tell you that I'm really not a bellhop. You see, I'm a police officer.
Let me just get the door, okay? I'm sorry. I just didn't look like a detective.
Well, it's kind of an undercover assignment. I was hoping to gain access to the suite next door, but she just doesn't seem to be answering.
Well, I would be glad to help you if I could,
Well,
but...
just take a look at this. Now, are you absolutely sure you haven't seen her at all anywhere in the hotel today?
No, I'm sorry. I've never seen her before in my life. Would you excuse me, please? Hello?
Mrs. Mitchell.
Yes, this is Mrs. Mitchell.
This is the desk. I've got good news for you, Mrs. Mitchell. Looks like you can have that suite you asked for right away.
Oh, that's wonderful. We were feeling a little cramped in here.
And the best part is all you have to do is move right next door. Suite 505. The lady checked out about an hour ago.
It really is wonderful.
I thought you'd like that.
Well, thank you so much for calling.
I'll have a bellboy come up and deliver the keys immediately.
Does that mean that we can move in tonight?
Oh, of course, he'll help you with your bags if you like.
Oh, thank you so much.
We aim to please here.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, I guess that's your answer.
What answer?
That was the desk clerk. He said the woman you're looking for checked out about an hour ago. I'm afraid you're a bit too late.
I had a feeling that might happen. And I bet she made sure not to leave a forwarding address. Well, thank you, Mrs. Mitchell, and I'm sorry if I disturbed you or your husband, of course.
It's quite all right.
Sure, let him up. Thank you. Wonder what he's doing here at this hour. Logan!
I know it's very inconsiderate of me to show up on your doorstep this late.
Don't be
but I was-
silly. I'm very happy to see you. I mean, I'm a little surprised, but very happy.
You're all ready for bed. Call you tomorrow.
Logan,
Tonight.
Swift, that's an insult. This is not a nightgown.
Well,
I'm not ready for bed. I'm not even tired, and I am ecstatic to have some company.
You sure?
Yeah.
I've been walking around for a couple hours, and I just need to sit down, and talk to some.
What is it, Logan? Has something happened?
Oh, Raven did it. Caught me with my guard down. Lost my son. Do you mind if I sit down?
Raven has Jamie. How did that happen? You made all these precautions.
I didn't take enough precautions. I should have known what could have happened, but it never occurred to me that she would take advantage of Jamie's illness, so I didn't leave any instructions at the hospital telling them that they couldn't check Jamie out to his mother. They don't know what's going on between us. No reason why they should. They'd seen us both there together. The doctor had anyway.
You're saying that Raven checked Jamie out before you could?
Yeah. It was simple. I was simple. I couldn't have made it easier for her if I'd tried. I wasn't prepared. Now she's got my son. She's got Jamie now, and my hands are tied. There's nothing I can do about it.
Logan, I'm so sorry. I know how you must feel.
I feel like a damned idiot.
Don't do that to yourself. When Jamie got sick and went into the hospital, you were not thinking about Raven, you were thinking about your son. Raven's going to take very good care of Jamie, I'm sure of it. I am also sure that she won't keep him for very long. You know Raven as well as I do. She will get tired very quickly of playing mommy.
You really believe that?
Yes, I do. And I'll tell you, if it'll make you feel any better, I will talk to Raven. She's been so anxious to be my friend. Well, then fine. Friends talk to one another.
Would you? Would you do that? I think that would make me feel a lot better.
Of course I would. Listen, I think there's someone you should talk to.
Really, who?
Well, Mike is your lawyer about this, isn't he?
Do you believe it? You're right. I haven't told him. First person I should have called. I don't know what I'm thinking about.
There's the phone. Logan, do it right now.
Yeah, thanks. It's like I haven't been thinking straight today, you know? 'Cause thank you. She's been planning something like this ever since she got back from London. I still don't know why. That's the worst of it. No, that's not true. The worst of it is that she has my son.
Logan, we're going to get him back. We'll take every possible legal measure we can.
We'll take every legal measure after she has kidnapped Jamie.
Logan, we can't respond in the same way. You know that.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. You're right.
Look, I'll meet with you in the morning and we'll map out a strategy, okay?
Okay. Listen, thank you, and I'll talk to you then.
All right. Good night.
Bye-bye.
So, Raven won,
Temporarily. Well, our wandering nephew is home.
Hello.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Uncle Mike. Sorry I'm so late.
Oh, well, we were beginning to wonder.
You had a long day. You left the house around 10 o'clock, didn't you?
Yeah, I wanted to get the feel of Monticello. Got a nice feeling, too. Real nice, smooth rhythm. You know what I mean.
Oh, it's caught on for you, has it?
Yeah, it's not as fast-paced as, say, New York or Chicago, but it's not Paris or London either. I guess I should have phoned you to let you know I was going to be out, but wanted to see what the nightlife was like.
Oh, have you been night clubbing?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I don't have the money with me, even if I wanted to.
Did you run across a place called the Electric Balloon?
Yeah, also ran across a new place called The unicorn.
Oh, well, Kelly, that's been there for a while. They're just redoing it.
Yes, we know something about that place.
Yeah, they're, looks like they're turning it into a disco.
No?
Well, are you thinking of getting some sort of work at one of those places?
Oh, no, I don't think I have much of a chance in working in a place like that. No experience. Besides, I want to work with my puppets.
Well, it's not going to be easy to get started, Kelly. Not until you get some exposure.
Yeah, but how'd I do that? It's one of those vicious circles where if you don't have a job, you can't have experience. Can't get experience without a job.
Oh, my goodness, my dear Mr. Kelly McGrath. That sounds like just the kind of thing that people say when they haven't really thought it out, because there are plenty of opportunities to get experience without a job per se. And I think that in your case, you might think of, well, putting on your puppet show free.
You mean go to the park and hope some talent scout finds me?
Well, no, not quite. I think maybe, well, what about in a hospital? Give a performance for the patients. The children certainly would love it.
Yes, that's a darn good idea, Nancy. And that way you'd get exposure, Kelly. And you might even get some publicity, too.
Hey, you're right. I might even get a newspaper story out of this.
You might, because I just happen to know an excellent reporter that works for the Monticello News.
And a grandfather who's the editor? All right, publicity is important, but I don't think it should be your first thought. And, well, I guess you should keep in mind, though, that even though you are offering your talent free, they don't necessarily have to take it. You just might have to go through some kind of an audition, too, just as if it were a paying job.
Do you know how to do that or who I talk to?
Well, offhand, I'm not sure, but I think Miles Cavanaugh might know somebody.
Of course.
Hey, that's great. I really appreciate all of this.
Well, it's a possibility. But we'll find out tomorrow. I'm tired now. Oh, suddenly, I think I'm a good fit.
Oh, sure. I want to go upstairs anyway, so good night.
Good night, Kelly. Sleep well. Well, Mrs. Carr, I see that you haven't lost your maternal touch.
Oh?
I guess women never really lose it, do they?
You better believe it.
Hey, Aunt Nancy, Uncle Mike. Thanks a lot. You're both real terrific. Good night.
Hey, Red.
Didn't have any luck, did you?
Nope. Not a bit. Deborah, Raven has checked out.
Oh, no.
I mean, she probably figured we were just going to make it too hot for her, you know, if she stayed at the hotel with the baby. So she did the next best thing. She just left, and needless to say, did not leave a forwarding address.
Do you know where she went?
No, I have absolutely no idea. So what do we do now? Put out an all-points bulletin?
It's not a bad idea. She could be anywhere in Monticello.
Yeah.
Oh, Calvin, do you think that it's possible that she took the baby back to London?
Oh, no. Then she would really be out of our jurisdiction.
Have you talked to Logan yet?
Yeah. I called his apartment, but there wasn't any answer.
Well, that's right. He said he was going over to April's. Guess the guy needs somebody to talk to.
Ooh. Well, what do you think? You think we ought to give him a call over there?
Somebody has to.
Sure right about this. I haven't had anything to eat since about 7 o'clock this morning.
Oh, boy.
I've been thinking, though, I think you're probably right about Raven, too, you know, because once she gets through having her jollies on all of this, and she's still going to have all the work, all the diapers and all the baths, and she'll get bored with that real quick. And she hasn't changed. She doesn't have a maternal bone in her body. I doubt if Elliot has any great fondness for children.
Elliot, you don't really think Raven is interested in him.
I know it. Yeah, it's been Elliot all along. I mean, I don't know when she's going to get around to dumping him, but Right now, she's very interested.
Why? Just because you've seen the two of them together a couple of times?
No, not because of that. When I went to the hotel to visit Raven today, I told you about that. Elliot was there. In the bedroom behind a locked door. A locked door, April. I mean, you get the significance of that, don't you?
No.
Well, a bedroom door in a hotel only locks from the inside. I'm damn sure Jamie didn't lock it. That means Elliot was in there with my son. He's been with Raven on this in the beginning. Probably planned it. Probably helped her get back from the hospital.
I
And
can't
there
believe
to get.
him. He's absolutely incredible. Everything he has done and gotten away with, what he's done to my mother, what he did to me, and the guy always comes out on top. He's even managed to get the unicorn now. I'm sorry.
No, it's late.
Hello.
April, hi, it's Deborah. Is Logan still there?
Yeah, Deborah, he is. Just a second. It's Deborah for you.
Oh. Deborah, you talked to Calvin yet?
Yes, I have. We're a little reluctant to tell you the news, Logan.
What news is that?
Raven, she's left the hotel.
Left when?
We don't know. She decided to check out tonight. I think she thought that she'd be better off in another location.
Thank you for calling, Deborah. I'll check in with you tomorrow.
What is it?
Raven's changed hotels. I don't know where she is. Now I've really lost Jamie.
I'm so glad that suite next door became available. Now we'll have lots more room and all the privacy you want. Would have been nice if we could have taken everything out by the hangers. But you know, this hotel has those unremovable hangers. I think the Hotel Bremen doesn't trust us. Well, it doesn't matter. We'll get a good night's sleep tonight, and tomorrow we'll start our investigation. I'll go down to police headquarters, and I'll tell them the truth. Part of it, anyway. I'll tell them that I once had a friend called Kirk Michaels, and I knew he used to live here. And I want to check to see if he has any record. I could have talked to that police officer tonight. Why didn't I think of that? Could have at least made an appointment. Maybe I still can.
No, it's Swift with a T. Mrs. Logan Swift. I don't believe this guy. Yeah? All right, would you try Raven Swift? Nothing, huh? No, okay. Look, thanks a lot, all right? Well, she's not at the Monticello Inn. That's 6 hotels off the list, eh?
Look, I think we ought to just give up on this thing. It's not going to do us any good. I don't think Raven would be dumb enough to check into another hotel using her own name.
I know, probably not, but I just don't know what else to do, Deborah. Hey, maybe I could try the hack license, the bureau. Now, I could trace a woman with a baby leaving the Hotel Bremen. No, that wouldn't work. She'd use her own car.
Or Elliot's.
If only we could put out a 205. At least we could track the car down.
Just be careful, huh? We've had enough trouble with unauthorized use of police facilities.
Yeah, Chief Mallory's been a real pussycat lately. I wouldn't want to give him cause to show his claws. But this is one case, Deborah. I'm going to keep trying.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, Calvin, because I'm not going to give up either. Saxon. Yes, just a moment, please. Now, Calvin, it's for you, the lady.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. You, didn't tell her I was married, did you? Hello?
Hello, Detective Stoner. This is Emily Mitchell. You may remember my name. I have the room next door to the woman you were looking for
Yeah.
at the Hotel Bremen.
Right, Mrs. Mitchell. Did you remember something?
Oh, no, I'm not calling about the woman. I'm calling about myself. You see, I didn't realize until after you left that I could have talked to you about my problem.
Oh, what problem is that?
Well, I have to talk to the police about a missing person. And I'm new in town, so I don't know any police officers. So I was wondering if I could come down and talk to you tomorrow morning.
Lady, I'm not going to be here tomorrow morning. Not after the night shift I'm about to start. But if it's a police officer you're interested in meeting, how about a very sympathetic young woman. Why don't you hold on a second, okay? I think you can take this one.
Exciting, huh? Look. Look in the rooms. Detective Saxon?
Hello, Detective Saxon. I was wondering if I could come down and talk to you tomorrow. I'm trying to find someone I haven't seen in many years, and I think he may have a police record.
What's your name?
My name is Emily Mitchell. Could I come down and see you tomorrow morning?
Yeah, how's 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock is fine. Thank you very much, Detective Saxon. Goodbye.